Good evening, everyone. Today's been a pretty dreary Saturday across all of central Mississippi. We've had these scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. We've also had mostly cloudy skies, overcast skies as well. Looking at Live IMAX 12 right now, we can see Jackson is dry at the current time, and I do expect us to stay mostly dry as we move throughout the rest of this evening. But up towards our north and west, this includes Issaquena, Sharkey, Humphreys, Yazoo, and up into Holmes County as well are getting some heavy downpours at the current time. No severe weather, not expecting any severe weather as we move through tonight, which is great news, but just some heavy downpours can be expected, some scattered storms. It's not widespread. You see, much of central Mississippi is dry as can be right now, and we go down towards the Pine Belt as well. Some storms moving into Jones County, eventually some rain moving into Wayne County as well. To the south, you can see all this rain down here in Louisiana. That will try to make its way into portions of the Pine Belt, so we'll watch that throughout the overnight hours. Also, those temperatures, it's been a very mild day across the area. It's still in the 70s, 73 here in Jackson, 72 in Prentiss, 75 in Hattiesburg, 74 up in Rolling Forks. Let's track out the storms as we go throughout the rest of tonight. Future Tracker doing a pretty good job right now showing where those storms are. Here in Jackson we are dry right now, but this is just a model, and it's going to show that as we go through the overnight hours, those scattered storms will continue to move off towards the east. Here I do expect us to be mostly dry, but then down towards the Pine Belt, you'll likely have a few scattered showers that are moving up from Louisiana as we continue to move through the overnight hours. But for the rest of us, just mostly cloudy conditions, and that will continue through at least the first half of the day on Sunday. There is a chance we'll have a few isolated showers here and there to start the day, but for the most part dry. And then by the second half of the day, those clouds will start to clear out, and we will have mostly sunny conditions for the end of that afternoon on Sunday into the early evening. Tonight's temperatures, normally we get down to the upper 40s. We're not going to get out of the 60s tonight. 65 here in Jackson, 64 in Hattiesburg, and 66 in Yazoo City with those mostly cloudy skies. And tomorrow, another warm day in store, potentially making it up to the mid to upper 80s here in the metro. 86 is what I'm forecasting for Jackson, as well as Port Gibson and Natchez as well. 85 down in Hattiesburg. And talking about the warm temperatures, 86 degrees is what I'm forecasting for Jackson. The record high is 88 degrees, so I don't expect us to break the record, but we're getting closer than you would expect us to be. That record, I see if I didn't write it down what year that record's from, but I think it's from the 1940s is the last time that 88 degrees is when that record was set. Also in Hattiesburg, 89 degrees is that record. You're probably not going to break that, but still, nonetheless, the mid to upper 80s for the end of March. Now, much of the day tomorrow is going to be calm conditions, and we'll start to get that sunshine in the afternoon, but unfortunately, severe weather is likely to make a comeback tomorrow night into the day on Monday. The Storm Prediction Center has a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk for those areas north of I-20 in the dark orange color here. Everyone else, for the most part, is in the level 2 out of 5 slight risk, and some portions in that level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. But what we're going to be watching for, the greatest threats are going to be large hail and damaging winds. However, a few tornadoes will be possible, so you'll need to be sure that you're weather aware throughout tomorrow night into the morning and afternoon of Monday. Here's the timing on when you can expect those storms. Sunday night for those north and west of Jackson, around the metro and areas south, generally through the overnight hours Sunday night into early Monday morning. And then for the Pine Belt, Monday morning through the afternoon. That storm system's not really going to be in much of a rush to make its way out of here. So the reason we're going to get these storms, there's going to be a cold front off to our west, and that's going to allow for a squall line of storms to develop out ahead of that, and that's what we're going to be watching for. But notice, early evening Sunday, those clear skies, beautiful. We'll have those warm temperatures sticking around. It's going to be nice conditions, but then those storms are going to move in closer to midnight. See, our northwestern counties getting in on that line of storms around midnight, still hanging around up there, but here in the Jackson metro, I do expect early Monday morning is when we can see those storms start to move in. And then the Pine Belt likely won't see these storms until later in the morning, even potentially the afternoon. So we'll iron this timing down just a little more as we go through the day tomorrow, but as of now, I would expect this to be an overnight event for most of us, so you'll need to be sure that you're weather aware. Keep the phone alerts on, keep your volume turned up, and also download that WJTV weather apps for any warnings that are issued. We'll send you a notification for that. Rainfall amounts also something to pay attention to with these storms. They're going to be higher than what we've seen over the past. We've had storms, it feels like, every weekend in March. Some severe weather every weekend, unfortunately. But these storms seem to be like they're going to be moving a little slower, so we could have some flash flooding, which could be possible, especially near the Pine Belt, because those showers that front is going to stall out south of Jackson, and that's going to allow those showers to continue throughout much of the day on Monday. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. 2 to 3 inches of rain are generally what we can expect. Some higher amounts are also possible. I wouldn't rule out some isolated flash flooding, but all of us can expect to see at least an inch of rain from this storm that's going to move through Sunday night into Monday. But let's look at the temperatures. So severe weather potentially Sunday night to Monday, 86 degrees on Sunday. It's going to be one of the warmer days, but then we'll drop back down to the 70s Monday and Tuesday, but quickly warming back up to the upper 80s by the time we get to Wednesday. I'm forecasting even potentially 88 degrees by the time we get to Thursday. So if you like the warm temperatures this week, we've got plenty of mild weather in store for you. Now, Monday, we'll have those showers exiting the Pine Belt. Tuesday and Wednesday look great, but then Wednesday will be dry on Tuesday and Wednesday anyway. But then Thursday, by the time we get to Thursday, there'll be a stationary front off to our north and west. That's going to kind of stall these showers north and west of us. But eventually, that front will become a cold front. And by the time we get to Friday evening, I would expect some showers to start potentially moving our way, especially by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday. Another round of potential thunderstorms for next weekend. It just seems every weekend for the past month, it seems we've had these scattered storms around. But for now, we'll get the timing on this more as we get closer to the weekend, but just expect the second half of the week is probably going to be a little more unsettled with those thunderstorm chances, especially by the time we get to the weekend. The 8-day forecast tomorrow, most of the day is going to be great, but then late evening Sunday into early Monday, you'll need to be weather aware for the potential for those storms to produce large hail, damaging winds, and also potentially a few tornadoes. 86 degrees for Sunday, knocking back down to the 70s Monday and Tuesday. But then past midweek, we'll have more unsettled weather with those thunderstorm chances returning, especially for next weekend. So I hope y'all have a good week ahead. Just remember to stay weather aware tomorrow night into Monday. I'll have updates tonight on the CW at 9 o'clock, also on WJTV at 10, and then once again I'll be back tomorrow night. We should have a 6 o'clock, a 9 o'clock, and a 10 o'clock newscast tomorrow night. So we'll have the updated timing on all this for you then. But until then, I hope y'all have a good evening and just enjoy the warm weather, because this week, seems to be the big story to me, those temperatures not getting out of the 70s or 80s for high temperatures.